Take a couple takes. It'll be all right. Okay, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm Lee Goff, CEO and founder of Marketing Agency Coach. I work with digital agency owners all over the globe. And today I have one of my favorite ones on the phone with me today. His name is Brennen Bliss. He is a freaking rock star, if you want to know the truth of the matter. And so I have 10 questions. We're going to do an interview. And so I'm doing this with a few of my coaching students. And I'm doing this because I want, Brennen, if I go out there and tell people how awesome I am and how good my program is, it's one thing, right?
Yeah, we need to have some tangible evidence of that to back it up, right?
Exactly. And I'm a results guy, right? I'm all about results. You know that, right? I mean, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. I'm going to push you. It's probably going to push you outside of your comfort zone. It's not always going to be easy. And I'm sure Brennen can attest to that for damn sure. But I'm all about results, okay? And so that's what this interview is about, okay? So let's just get some of the kind of the foundation stuff out of the way first. How long have you owned an agency? What is the name of your agency, and what do you focus on?
So Pixel Cut Labs started 5 years ago. It was a little bit of everything at the time. Didn't have any segment. Was just starting out. About 2 years ago, I would say, is when it really started driving forward. And that was when we started segmenting a little bit into Bless services. I got serious about what I was doing. And we went into web design, SEO. We were doing still everything at the time. There wasn't any specific service that we offered. And it's grown since then over the past 2 years. And now we specifically do SEO and web design.
And specifically in the Dallas area at first. Now you're expanding into Austin, and we're actually
nationally. Yeah,
exactly. And now that you've actually dominated, not dominated, but you're dominating the Dallas and about to be dominating the Austin market. There are other major metro areas you're looking at, and also looking at national campaigns as well. It's very exciting. So, okay, you started working with me. I think it's about 6 months ago. I think it's about right.
6, yeah.
I think it's about 6 months ago. And what was your revenue before working with me? And you don't have to give exacts. Give a ballpark. If it was at less than
now,
right. Well, I was hoping you'd say that. So, was it? Let's just say, was it less?
So first year, I mean, it was under. It was in the 6 figures before we were working together. Profit was nowhere. There was none.
So it was less than like 150, 200,000. It was less than that.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, I don't want to give exacts. I know that's just not a good thing. Yeah. So, all right. So when we first started working together, there were some process issues too. Okay. So you had some right, and we don't need to get into specifics here. That's just
there were no good processes.
Yeah. Well, that was the process issue, right? So all right. So you had some quality assurance we had an upset client. You just had some, and it wasn't because of hard work. That's for damn sure. It wasn't for lack of caring. That's also for damn sure. But and again, most of your clients, you're killing it. But we all get that problem client. You know what I mean? We all get that problem client. And so one of the first things we did was, one, I coached you through how to handle that, because if you go a big agency like myself, you've had to handle that kind of stuff for. But what have we done since then to help mitigate that from happening again? Would you mind sharing some of that with us?
I mean, what have we not done? Goodness gracious. When you look at the project side of things, I mean, my project manager that we have on staff she was not a project manager before I had Lee. Lee recommended she become a project manager, which is the best thing that's ever happened at this agency. Yeah. What ended up happening is, number one, we have a very extensive step-by-step project management life cycle in place. So from the second we have a deal close, we have an answer to what comes next every single stage of the project life cycle, no matter how many years, how many months that project is. Number two, we have client communication down to a science, and it gets improved every single time we get feedback from clients. It's something where if a client has this feeling where they don't know something, that would happen all of the time before we have these processes in place. Now it's the client has their question answered before they have to ask the question.
Yeah.
They're never in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. And that helps so much, and you said that, they know everything before it's going to happen. There's complete transparency, and that builds what I call agency capital or agency trust. So it's not going to happen because you're so on top of your process now. But if you do have a problem child pop up and they say, how could you? You've got so much agency capital now that you have gone so far above and beyond for them. The odds on them even giving a damn are slim to none. Okay. So after we put these project management processes in place, and I personally worked with Aki, again, she was, I think, this kind of more of a kind of technician at the time, right?
She was doing AdWords.
She was actually technician, doing the AdWords stuff.
She didn't even do AdWords. anymore.
right. And we moved into the project management role. How has that changed like your life? In other words, like what's your stress level like? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, no, stress level never goes lower than it starts, but it's directed towards things I'm more than happy to be stressed about now.
Okay.
It's a matter of, I used to be doing on any given day, it would be sales, delivery, client happiness, all that things. I couldn't do everything. Now she handles everything. Those last two things: keeping clients happy, delivering their work on time, making sure that the standards above the standards that we set.
And so it's freed you up. I'm sorry. It's freed you up to go do what you love, right? Getting them leads.
Which is growing the agency, which is why the agency is growing.
Exactly. We're not going to have time today to get into your sexy ass KPI dashboard that you're building right now, but that is so badass. One day we're going to do a case study on that because it is so impressive that we need to share that with the world. But that's a whole different topic for a different day. Okay. All right. I'm going to switch a little bit. One of the other things we worked on, okay, was the diversification of your lead sources. And also eliminating the follow-up failure with some automated systems, right? So would you mind explaining that? If I remember right, I think you had a little bit of organic and you had a lead source. I don't want to use the name, but it was a paid lead source.
I had no idea where my source was coming from.
Okay. And so now we've got, I think, 3 ironclad ones, and we're working on more.
So one on the way.
Yeah, exactly. So elaborate.
Into this, the whole idea is, what I've learned in our working together is a lot of, you can't spread your attention across all of them. You really have to start with one, refine that one, move on to the next one, let that one. You want to have lead sources that you can turn on and off when you need leads and you don't need leads.
Exactly.
And then really what they are, now we've got a really strong content strategy. We buy our own services. We're a specialized SEO agency, so we do our own specialized SEO, and it works because, of course, it works.
Like, I think you're ranking like 1 or 2 for Dallas.
Oh, yeah. Anything in Dallas, we're number 1. We're getting up to the first page nationally. So then we've got AdWords. There's another source. We've got a great third-party agency. Never be afraid to let someone else help you with your work.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Well, I'm going to feature them, by the way. I'm not going to drop it in here, but I'm going to feature the white labeling service you use because they are unbelievable.
No, yeah, but for AdWords, for AdWords.
I'm sorry. Yeah, your ad agency. You hired a great ad agency. So
the work for our clients, everything but the writing of certain parts of the content internally, because it's resource intensive. But as far as using some other agency to help your agency grow, it's much harder to grow your own agency from the inside than it is for other people to help you grow from the outside.
And anybody who's known me for a long time, actually, if they hear me agree to that comment, they're like, damn, something's really changed. Because I built my agency internal, and here's why. The white labeling services, they were not as advanced as they are now, right? They just, honestly, they sucked. They sucked. Now, the last, let's say 2 years, I want to say maybe about 2.5 years. Oh, man, I'm a big fan, big fan, and it's really, really working. And I want to touch on you'd get a lead, and you're diligent. So you'd make a few phone calls, but you didn't have any automated processes in place. You didn't have any vetting in place. You didn't have any segmentation in place. All of that is really moving the needle for you guys. So you're building your database. And now we're not doing Facebook right now because we have much better lead sources, honestly. But as you're building that database, obviously, we're going to get to go out to Facebook and retarget and really help and get.
We put 100 new people in the database every month, 100 new qualified leads in the database every month. A qualified lead is someone I'll pay $250 to acquire. And I don't have to because we have returns that are better than that. But those are all people that I am confident would buy the service at some point. Maybe not now,
right?
Primarily not now. But those are people that are middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, going to be buying, and then we can remarket to them. So building that. A big part of this is that turning the faucet on and turning the faucet off. So we actually went and you had some organic lead sources, like your content, your organic rankings, and the leads you would get there were awesome. Don't get me wrong, but you couldn't control them. You couldn't turn them on and off. So we went out and aggressively tackled AdWords, and now this guy can literally go, whoop, I need 10 today, or I need 100, whatever it is, and he can dial it up. Yeah, it would, but I think we have a bigger problem on the service side than anywhere else because we're about to get into this closing percentage. Okay, we're going to finish on this because this proposal template and these closing percentages is like it's not one proposal template; it's 5 proposal templates too. We've got all. Templates the best we have.
Oh my God! Well, it started with the framework, with my framework, and then we've taken that And we do those proposal templates for each individual product. So, which, by the way, he has products now. By the way, that's well, and your whatever. It's a little bit different than but in yours, you know exactly what you're going to sell going into it. Therefore, your proposals are done in advance. A key knows everything that has to happen in advance, and remember, everything in step.
And when the proposal's signed, the best part, we've automated so deeply that the second the proposal's signed, our project management system automatically creates a project, automatically adds the client, automatically sends the onboarding emails, automatically adds all the tasks that we need to do.
All right. So,
we can have one project manager giving all the attention to so many clients that they need.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because a lot of automation's happening.
No, and we're going to get into that in a second. Well, we're going to touch on that here in a second. Now, how much time did you spend on proposals before this proposal template framework?
Oh, I would spend like 5 or 10 hours on each one.
Oh my gosh! And what do you spend now? What? And now you go way up. What's that?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Now, but you're being a little funny. You go above and beyond a lot of the personal.
Yeah. No, really, it doesn't take very long.
I know. I mean, I know. If you wanted to, you could do it in 4 or 5 minutes. But you typically probably take 20, 30 minutes. But that's because you're putting in very personal stuff that you talk to them about, and that helps you close a lot more deals. Right now, let's get to the closing of the deals. I've been dying. This is going to be my favorite part. So, in the last 60 days, you know where I'm going with this. In the last 60 days, how many deals have you closed?
7.
7. All right. Totaling how much? Gross revenue, not monthly residual. We'll get into that in a second. Gross revenue. These are 18 to 24 month agreements, right? Not all the time. Not all the time. Most of the time.
6 to 24.
6 to 24, depending on where it is. And a lot of times, primarily 12. And a lot of times, if you're doing the 6 or the 12, you're pre-framing for the 18-24 to get out.
Yeah, it automatically renews. So.
It automatically renews. Okay, so you're pre-framing. So how much revenue, gross revenue, if the contract goes full length, if I remember correctly, I think it was around about 400,000, 450,000.
400,000. Yep.
That's 450,000.
And next week, I'm thinking it'll be at $500,000. So.
Yeah, totally. And you closed the deal today worth $60,000, right?
Yeah.
Well, you wait yesterday or today?
No, this morning.
This morning. Okay, this morning. And that
another one yesterday for 240.
240. Dude, crazy. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, don't get me wrong. If my students really take to heart what I'm talking about and they really use the tools like that, they're all getting results. But I can't think of another student right now that has closed almost. As a matter of fact, if you close this deal early next week, you'll be over $500,000, and I think it'll still be closer to 60 days. It might be a little over 60, but good God, man. Yeah. And here's the beauty of it.
When you look at the pipeline, there's 40 deals, 40 open deals in the pipeline.
Oh my gosh, how much opportunity? That's probably another $500,000 or $1 million in business, right?
I mean, yeah, some of them are lower quality than others, and some of them are long-term closes, but still.
Oh, by the way, just to let you know, I'm having a major price hike in my coaching fees coming up pretty soon. Kidding. Okay.
Grandfathered in.
I know you know that. You know your grandfathered in. Okay, so
remember when I was worried about those fees.
Oh my gosh! And I cut your fee in half. I think I might even give you a month for free because that's what I like to do, right? You know what I mean? I personally get invested in my students, man. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
honestly, it's the happiest check I write every month. So.
Oh my gosh! Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. So, but how much monthly residual income is that now? Like every single month, what is it? About $25,000 a month or something? 30. About 30, 35 grand a month. Oh man, and all of that, not all of it, the majority of it happened in the last, let's say 3 or 4.
It was $12,000 a month 6 months ago.
Wow, dude! If I had I need a mic. I'm going to drop my little girl's. He knows what this is. I do this. This is my little girl's panda ruler, and I'm going to drop it right there because that was awesome.
Panda ruler.
Huh?
Drop the panda ruler.
All right. So, and by the way, I just want to go on record and say, Brennen is in college right now. You're taking 9 hours.
I'm a freshman in college.
You're a freshman in college, and you're taking 9 hours at the University of Texas in Austin. Amazing university. Just wish they were in the SEC so I can give them a little credit. You know what I mean? But that's a different story. So anyway, point being is man, you're taking 9 hours getting great grades too. Don't let that stop. I'm gonna start calling your parents that. I'm gonna be getting all over that. So you're like, oh, whatever, dude. But anyway, killing it, growing an amazing agency, dude. I see you getting the two comma club like really, really, really soon. I mean, you're getting there. We're going to start looking at getting another a key to get in there. Real soon. Okay, it's very exciting. And I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to do the best I can to shut up. It's not my strong suit. So, and just speak from the heart, man. Tell everybody your experience in working with me in my coaching program. Just take take a minute or two and just speak from the heart. So,
Um, hmm. Well, it's an interesting experience to go from a place of complete panic to a place of comfort. And it's something that when you come from a place you don't know what's happening next, you're worried. I mean, this is a position in my life where I don't necessarily need the money. I have supportive parents. But when I can get to a position where I feel like I'm actually helping clients and I'm getting paid for that, my team's getting paid for that, people are eating because of what I'm doing, that's important to me. And it was not the case 6 months ago, which correlates directly with when I started this agency coaching program. I wouldn't say necessarily that there is one particular single cause of this growth, but I will say that 80% of it is likely attributed to this program that I've been doing with Lee. The other 20% is to all the other people that have been around me and all the help I've received, and the hire that Lee helped me turn into a project manager.
I will also say that I think 80% is a little bit generous. I thank you very much on that, because the amount of and I want to give due credit for everybody. Your parents probably need the other half. Honestly, I mean, I'm gonna take about. I think about half of it maybe, because all I did was point you in the right direction, dude. I mean, like, you get out there, man. My God, dude. I mean, I'll give you a homework assignment, and man, you just crush it. I mean, my God. No. Let me think. Oh wait, no. This is actually okay. Never mind. This was okay. I think I even said that. I think this is the first homework assignment you did. Whatever. Anyway, but man, again, I thank you for giving me the 80%, but I think that's a little much.
So 80% is the growth, I'd say.
Oh, the growth. Okay, because man, you guys work so hard, man. Y'all work so hard. You guys, oh my gosh, it's so impressive. It's a pleasure to work with someone when you give them the task and they roll up the sleeves. They're in the courses. They're going through the courses. They're asking questions. And by the way, I always say that, hey, but you better roll up the sleeves because we got a lot of hard work to do. Oh, that's one of my little sayings. But man, it's refreshing from my perspective to work with someone who really, just rolls up, just gets it done, man. Just it takes a lot of pride. You're going through the courses. As you're going through the courses, I can always tell when people are going through the courses because I'll get questions. They'll be like, hey, what the hell did you mean? What is this? Do I need this in my agency? That kind of stuff, right? And you've been all over it, man. You got to, I hope your parents are proud. You should be unbelievably proud. I know I am unbelievably proud of the see.
Well, and the one thing is, it's like the feeling that you get when you know how much you're actually helping your clients is the coolest. Like, I've seen businesses transform because of our services, and that didn't used to happen.
Man,
SEO is a service that makes it so you can write better content than massive competitors and still win. That's a service I provide. That's why I don't do paid advertising, because that lets the little guy win. And that's a segmentation that I would not have done if I hadn't started this course. So that is why I say 80%.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop arguing with you. I'm just going to take my 80% and go home. So.
Yeah, I have a justified argument behind every single thing.
All right. Well, I tell you what, hey, thank you very much. Is there anything you want to close on? If not, we can just wrap it up.
No.
Thank you very much. Now get to class and have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Okay?
You too.
All right. Bye.